welcome. Today I am going to be doing lots of little jobs. I need to plant out the rest of my garlic. I planted it in an area, but I had about 9 cloves left over, so I need to plant them. I've also got to plant out some overwintering peas, which I got started in my greenhouse, which now need to go into the ground. And I want to sow my broad beans. And I'm going to do 2 lots of broad beans, but one lot will be for eating and the other lot will be as a green manure in that bed that I'm going to put it in, because I was going to grow my beans in the bed by the conservatory, but when I was cleaning it from the sweet corn that was in there, I noticed little mice were in there, so I didn't really want to then put my beans in there for them to get eaten over the winter. And I haven't really got any other crops to go in there because nothing is growing, so I can't plant anything out. My pak choi is not really done very well, my lettuce is really small, everything is just slow going. And I don't want to put onions in there because I planted garlic in there last year, and although I do no dig and in theory you can plant the same crops in the same bed all the time, I just try to avoid doing it if I can possibly do it. So I've decided I'm just going to plant the spare broad beans in there, and then when I see them starting to flower, I'll just chop off their heads, and hopefully the broad beans will fix some nitrogen into that bed and it'll be good for growing next year. Here are the garlic cloves I was talking about, and here are the beans that I'm going to plant out. So I'll be planting the Bunyards exhibition and those ones, they are aqua dulce, in the conservatory bed, you know, the bed by the conservatory. I haven't got a bed in my conservatory yet. And these ones I will plant in the ground next to where I planted the shallots. This is the bed I'm going to put the garlic in. I had the Turk's turban climbing up there about 2 weeks ago until I harvested it. I've put the garlic in place, and I've put the garlic at the back of the bed, and hopefully I'll have a couple of rows of the multi-sown onions that are just growing in the greenhouse at the moment. And the reason I put them at the back of the bed is because I'm likely to need this space probably about May, June time to plant some more growing vegetables that grow up a trellis. And I thought if the garlic wasn't quite ready by that time, then I could just take the garlic out and use it as it is, use it fresh, instead of being able to keep it for a long time, as opposed to the onions, which would they might not be ready until, say, end of July, beginning of August. So hopefully I won't have wasted this space, for example, by putting the garlic at the front. Right, enough waffling, let's get some stuff done. Oh, I've come into the greenhouse so you can actually hear me without having the awful wind noise. So the next few jobs I'm going to do are basically tidying away or tidying up some of the plants. So I've got one of my courgette plants that needs to come out now, and maybe I'll take the other one out as well, I'm not sure. I've also got some lovage that needs cutting back, and just leaving a couple of the stems in, and I've got some sprouts to clean up, because I just need to take the lower leaves off the sprouts and give the bed a bit of a weed. So I'll get on with that, and then I want to do a small harvest to take to my mum for tomorrow, so I'll show you that as well. And then I'm going to unearth as many of my potatoes as I can, so I'll be emptying as many of the pots this afternoon as I can, if I can stick being out in this wind. So I'll crack on with all those jobs now, and I'll show you how I get on when they're done. Here's the sprout bed once I've finished taking off about 2/3 of the leaves. I could have taken more off because they're really holey, but I guess the plant does need to photosynthesize, so I thought I'd better leave some on. And I was in a quandary whether to put the net back on or not, because the reason I put the netting on was for the cabbage whites, but I think I will put the netting back on because I'm going away tomorrow, and if the pigeons start attacking the sprouts, my husband won't notice, so maybe I'll take the netting off when I come back. So that was that job done anyway. And then I did unearth 8 pots of potatoes. I got as far as here, so basically the ones that don't have straw on have been harvested, and the ones that still have straw on have not. And this is what I got from there, which I'm reasonably pleased with. I mean, it's not a huge amount from 8 30-litre pots, but these are a decent sized Sarpomira. I'm happy with them. There's enough here for me to keep some seed for next year as well, which I'll do. I'll probably keep about 8 seeds, and then I can grow 2 per pot. And then these ones, I'm not sure if these are Caesar or Maris Piper, because the labels got faded in the sun, so I couldn't really make out which variety it was. I know this is Sarpomira because I can tell by the colour. But this is either Maris Piper or or Caesar, but these will keep us going for about at least a month, so I'm really pleased with that too. The chickens are having a lovely time eating the scraps from the sprouts. They seem to enjoy those leaves, which is great. And then the harvest I managed to get, it's not huge this time, but it's something. So I've got 2 celeriac for my mum, a small cabbage, a butternut squash and a Turk's turban squash from my storage, and a few leeks. And some eggs. I got more eggs than that. That's just from today. So her and my sister will have quite a few eggs from me. So that's it from me for today. I just need to, what do I need to do? I need to continue harvesting those potatoes, but I'll do them when I come back from visiting my parents for a week, because it's getting cold now, and I need to go in. I've just fetched my children home from school and they'll be wanting their hot chocolate, and because it's quite cold I might have a hot chocolate too. so I'm going to go in and have that. So thank you for watching, and commenting and subscribing and liking if you have done so. It's really appreciated. And all I can say about my work around the garden today is lovely job.